The Dodgers president tells everyone this franchise is actually damn good for baseball. Sean McVay wants to know Matthew Stafford's decision ASAP, and Anthony Davis asks the Lakers to help him out with a trade. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It's January 24th, 2025. I'm still in Portland, but by the time you see this clip, I'm going to be on a plane heading home. Totally need some time with the people I love. But until then, let's spend some time today. And if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a little look at the scoreboard. Lakers 117, Celtics 96. You know, no matter what you say about this Laker team this season, take heart in knowing that LA brought the whooping and the Celtics brought the ass. Anthony Davis scored 24 points. Austin Reeves added 23. LeBron James 20. Also, Clippers 110, Washington 93. Norman Powell, hell of a year, scored 22 points. Meanwhile, today, UCLA is at Washington at 8 o'clock, and let's get to the news. So the Dodgers held what appeared to be their 52nd introductory press conference of the offseason. The guest of honor was Tanner Scott, but closing games, did that matter? No, not at all, no. The press wanted their pound of flesh. How dare you, Stan Kasten? How dare you ruin baseball? Why, it's all over the Twitters. Slime Diego is so mad and so ready to just give it up that they're going to bathe themselves in gravy and jump into the killer whale tank at SeaWorld. Oh, the humanity. To which the president of the Dodgers told them to pass the blunt to the loser on the left. Quote, "This is good for baseball. I have no question about it. First is competitively. Right now, we're 3-1 against to win the World Series. That's 75% likely that somebody else will win the World Series. So obviously, it hasn't changed the game competitively. On the entertainment side, which is what we are, it's really good when there's one beloved team by their fans who come out in record numbers, while that same team can be hated and lead baseball in road attendance. That's a win-win for baseball." Unquote. Take that. In other words, Stan Kasten is saying, I don't even care about your social media posts. Right until you get carpal tunnel, I do not care. You clowns laughed at my team. I have more cash available than any of you can even contemplate. You brought this on yourself. And I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Meanwhile, somewhere in the catacombs of Dodger Stadium, Andrew Friedman slapped his forehead and said, "Oh, F, I forgot about Kirsch." General Manager Brandon Gomes told the Orange County Register they remain most deaf interested in Clayton Kershaw, the surefire Hall of Famer. Kershaw had toe and knee surgery in November. However, he is not yet throwing off a mound. Gomes indicated the Dodgers will look to re-sign him once he's completed his rehab. Now, how much money? Hard to say. You'd assume it's going to be a pay cut. I mean, Kershaw did opt out of his contract. Maybe he actually did that thinking that he had enough money saved up and actually wanted to give the only franchise he's ever known a break. It seems absurd to say, but it's kind of plausible. Or maybe it's all deferred there too. Who knows? Sean McVay did not have an update on Matthew Stafford's or Cooper Kupp's future with the Rams at his end-of-season news conference. Now, in the case of the quarterback, McVay said he hoped there would be clarity, quote, sooner than later, unquote, this offseason. McVay said last year the Rams gave Stafford some space to figure out what he wanted. And of course, what he wanted turned out to be more money for his succubus. I mean wife. My bad. Now, as for the upcoming year, McVay didn't say it, but I'd imagine he would rather hear it from the quarterback instead of his wife's podcast. McVay would rather sit down with Stafford by the end of next week. Now, as for Kupp, his statistics dropped last year. He struggled to stay on the field for the last 3 years, but to be real, it understates both the positive and negative impact that Cooper Kupp has had on the Rams offense. Because Kupp being injured doesn't simply go back 3 years. Kupp missed most of the playoffs back in 2019. The Rams still managed to get to the Super Bowl, but without him on the field, that offense got shut down 13-3 in what many consider to be the most boring Super Bowl in history. So it depends on your perspective. Kupp is either an essential for the Rams offense to work, or his presence is like McVay's pseudo-heroin. Can't do without it. Multiple Rams assistants are either in the process of leaving, or in the case of John Stryker, has already packed his bags. Stryker is heading to New England to help Mike Vrabel. Chicago has asked permission to speak with Aubrey Pleasant about the defensive coordinator position. There are rumors about tight ends coach Nick Caley and the Jets. McVay said that other than those three guys, the staff is likely to stay intact. And I've been going through notes from what various media outlets think is going to be important for the Rams this offseason. Now, decisions on Stafford and Kupp have obviously been unanimous as a priority, and that's fine. But The Athletic broke away from ESPN and the LA Times by suggesting Tyler Higbee comes next, which is a bit of a surprise. And it's true. The guy underwent multiple surgeries to kind of reshape and cobble together something that looks like a knee. The dude only played in 5 games, but he scored a touchdown in 3 of them. So let's play with reality. Extrapolate what he could do over an entire season of health. Wouldn't you want a tight end who had 9 or 10 touchdowns? Eh? Then The Athletic agrees that tackles on either side of the offensive line are going to matter. Other needs that need to be filled are either via the draft or free agency. It's going to include cornerback, receiver, backup quarterback, larger defensive lineman, and linebacker. Now, to be honest, the writer listed linebacker pretty damn high, but if you follow the Rams regularly, you can kind of tell. They don't really give a damn who lines up at linebacker. Are you like me? Are you a person of faith? Do you believe in a higher power? Well, for those of you who celebrate faith, we are currently in the holy season of Assumption. That's when LeBron James assumes the Lakers better kowtow to his every whim at the trade deadline. This season, though, comes with a twist. Anthony Davis is also assuming he's going to get help. Now, if it matters, his request actually comes off a little less whiny. So kudos to Anthony Davis on that. He told ESPN he wants another center, which is something that we pretty much already knew. Quote, "We know it worked when we won a championship with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard at the 5, and I'm at the 4. LeBron James and I are very, very motivated to win another championship," unquote. And while we are on things of a higher nature, of a higher calling, let's take a moment and thank Almighty God, because there will be no attempt by the press to give us all the feels this NBA All-Star weekend. I mean, they're going to go overboard, the press will, in a number of ways during the NBA All-Star weekend. They're going to match up D-list celebrities with overweight retired players. The dunk contest, it now includes more stage setup and costume changes than a Taylor Swift concert. But at least, their latest attempt to coerce us into the feels have failed, because there will not be a father-son moment between LeBron James and Bronny James. It's not happening. LeBron and Bronny were extended an invite to compete in the skills challenge, but the father-son Lakers pair declined. Also, Bronny received an invite to be one of the G League players to compete in the Rising Stars Challenge, which he also turned down. We don't know why the James duo declined to participate, but in my opinion, why bother to find out? That's looking a gift horse in the mouth. For the record, I think I know why. Look, the NBA overhauled their All-Star game this year. There's going to be 24 All-Stars. They're going to be split into 3 8-player teams. And they're going to play a mini tournament that will also feature the winning team playing against the Rising Stars challengers of the G League. So, had Bronny been part of the Rising Stars team, and LeBron's All-Star team gets to play the Rising Stars, they could have faced off in the title game, right? Now, the NBA thinks that sounds awesome. But you know what doesn't sound awesome to the James family? Having Bronny get dunked on by real basketball players for like 2.5 hours. Yeah, that doesn't feel particularly good for the family photo album, right? That's why they declined. Just my guess. I think I'm right. Do you really want your kid on a poster getting dunked on time and time again? Is Bronny James going to be Timothy Mozgov, and here comes Blake Griffin rubbing his you-know-what all over him with the nasty dunk? Yeah, that's not happening. I wanted to say worse, but I hear YouTube has standards. Anyway. About a week ago, we noted that ESPN gave the Chargers significantly more cap space than another media outlet did. ESPN estimated like it was $30 million more, up to the 90 millions. But The Athletic has chimed in and suggested the Bolts will have about 63 million. Why the difference? It's because the NFL hasn't actually announced its official salary cap yet. So right now it's all guesswork. As for their needs, since we went over the Rams, for the Chargers, it's going to be interior offensive line. If you recall in the playoffs, Houston's defensive ends stunted to the inside to avoid the Charger tackles. Any receiver with opposable thumbs would be a lovely addition. Edge rusher could be, depending on what happens with either Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack. Corner's another idea. The LA Galaxy, your 6-time MLS Cup champs, have retained defender Eric, with a Q, Zavaleta. This will be his 4th year in LA. He only played in 5 games last year, though, and the dude, he's played for 4 MLS teams in 13 years. So this might be his golden parachute. And LAFC has acquired defender Kosi Tafari from FC Dallas in exchange for about $300,000 in something called general allocation money. And let's be real, I don't know how to explain the MLS salary cap, so they got money. The front office touted Tafari as a player with great promise, but the dude is 27. In terms of professional athletics, 27 is kind of not quite middle age. So I don't know how much great promise you have when you approach middle age. If this dude really is a great combo of technique and physicality, now's the time, dude. Gots to show it. Now, last year he played in 28 games and scored 3 times. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Are the Dodgers good for baseball? For that matter, do you think Sean McVay deserves a quick answer from Matthew Stafford? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.